Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Soulstorm casts this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a 1 versus 1 on Meeting of Minds. Over in the Dark Eldar corner, we've got the TheBlastFurnace. Who's over on the other side of the map, playing as the Chaos Space Marines, we have got Blasphemer. Blasphemer is going to be opening up 2 cultist squads, a Heretic squad, Chaos Temple, and a Plasma Generator. Whereas the Dark Eldar are going to go for a Dark Foundry, a couple of Mandrakes, and a couple of Plasma Generators. So I do hope you all had a wonderful Christmas day. I am recording this game on Christmas Eve, as I imagine I will be way too hungover to be doing a game on actual Boxing Day itself, so there we go. I do quite like as well how Blasphemer has put a little Hello Kitty on his Desecrated Stronghold, and also with a lovely Hello Kitty banner as well. Very kind, very nice. As I'm aware, Hello Kitty is probably the 5th and secret Chaos God. Too OP, that's why that was retconned. Anyway, Dark Eldar versus Chaos. So, one thing that the Dark Eldar like to do, obviously, with their Hellions, is go after the builder units, which, you know, just is a general nuisance and a major pain for many factions. The Heretics are uniquely weak to this kind of harassment, as when they do their shimming and shaking to build up their Chaos Temples a little bit quicker than everyone else, they do tend to have a lot lower health, so much easier targets for the Hellions should they choose to go that way. Meeting of Minds as well is also quite a big map for the economy, as we've mentioned many times before on this channel. Lots of strategic points, so it's one of the best maps if you want these really big, huge army-based engagements. Everyone's just capturing their nearest and dearest at the moment. A Chaos Lord on the field, looking to do some bashing. Hellions jumping over the mountain as they come, going to see what kind of Green Goblin-esque stuff they can get involved in. And they are green today, so we can't make the Green Goblin reference. Going to jump straight into the base. Look at that. Beautiful cinematic. Joining in there. And there we go. Like I say, going straight for these Heretics. Instant. One soul being sent straight back to the war. Not sure exactly what else that they've got to bash at the moment. Like we said, not ideal at bashing buildings. We're going up against these squishy cultists. But also when we see these listing posts haven't been finished yet, that's prime real estate for them to go for. Going to see these Mandrakes pushing out on the other side. And just one squad of Hellions at the moment. Normally really only see one squad. Sometimes you'll see 2. But usually it's Hellions and then followed up by a tier 2 and then going into some Reaver Jet bites. Hellions not wanting to get involved in close combat with Chaos Lord. This Chaos Lord will win all day long close combat against them. Mandrakes now moving over to the north side of the map where they will see these cultists. And they were ready to stick a blade up the rear end. Do quite like the sound that the blades make. It's a very dainty sound for such a maddening prospect. There we go, 3 for 3. Really quickly killing these guys. We'll manage to cap it though, but will it be worth it? If I actually... No, they won't even be able to cap it. That is very unfortunate from the Blasphemer's perspective. Blasphemer also going to lose another squad of cultists down here if he's not careful. Although some Chaos Marines on the field will be able to stand up to a little bit more punishment. Heretic down here going to pop down a heavy mortar turret, which will at least stop them from moving back and forth. Will also, firing through the mountain, will be able to also protect anything inside the base as well. Heretic though being sent back. Cultists there providing some covering fire as these Mandrakes try and break down this listing post over yonder. Yeah, the Hellions a bit outmatched here. Will be sent back over this way. Heavy mortar turret, kind of stealth there. You don't really see one of those building chaos sphere circle summoning things. Yeah, Heretic almost going down once again. Listing post going to go for an upgrade. And once these listing posts are upgraded, the Mandrakes and the Hellions will be... Well, they just won't be able to do anything. Tier 2 going for the Dark Eldar. Torture Slave picking up little bits of shiny lasagna from the floor. Chaos Space Marine's been upgraded to a couple of extra models. Hellions not looking too healthy at the moment, losing one model. Listing post has gone for the upgrade. Heretic looks like it will come for the repairs. And more plasma generators being built up. 116 and 20 compared to 116 and 30. And a good sizable amount of blue and green money as well. So the harassment from the Dark Eldar haven't got them any economic advantage in the early game, even with all the unit wipes that they've managed to get so far. Hall of Blood now being built up. I imagine that without getting so much in the way of map control, jet bikes are probably not the way forward. Maybe going to go and see some Scourges. Maybe even some Witches. Tier 2 going for the Chaos player. Chaos player can really just kind of relax for a little bit of a moment. Get some breathing room. Keep on upgrading these listing posts. All depends on really what the Dark Eldar will go for. I mean, he will hit Tier 2 first, so we'll give the Chaos player a chance to react. The money that he's got available to him, the economy that he's got, will be able to react fairly quickly, I would say, to whatever the Dark Eldar bring to the match. Gonna go for a Chaos Armory. See a Raider. Oh, you don't normally see Raiders at this stage of the game. That's quite exciting. We'll zoom straight in. Great against buildings. And with the Raider tanking the damage from the listing post. Yep, I did not expect that. You don't normally see that. So very, very good stuff. Kept ward there. Not going to take this line down. Will start to bash this Raider in the side of its flank. And yeah, will distract it from destroying the listing post. Although this listing post will go down. This current composition, the Dark Eldar can't exactly win the straight up fight. Willing to keep mobile. Decapping that before moving straight on, I do hope. One Hellion being bashed in the face before flying away. Going to turn their attention to this heavy bolter turret, trying to upgrade itself a missile turret upgrade. More Chaos Space Marines on the field. Going to go for a plasma pistol.
It is a good
and a machine pit. I assume Hell Talons. Oh, look at that. The predictive power of the caster. It's almost like I've been doing this for nearly a year now. Christ, it's been nearly a year. Can you imagine that? There's been highs, there's been lows. Well, not really that many lows, to be honest. But I don't think any, to be honest. Just been a pleasure all the way. Anyway, Scourges going to go for some Dark Lances. We'll certainly give these Hell Talons something to sniff at. Chaos Marines going for their Please Help Me More Daddy ability. Increasing their overall DPS while also increasing the amount of damage they take. Raider being returned back home, which is what you like to see. You normally see people just throwing these vehicles away, but saving the money, recycling as it were. Although this Hell Talon may see this Raider turning its attention, and will decide to focus on it. Will cause destruction of mayhem. Oh, you can. I did not know that you could put a tortured slave into a Raider. Oh, wasn't that nice? Giving him a lift. Look at that, we're learning every day, boys and girls. Defiler coming out. Vehicle cap increase also going to go. This is quite a substantial Chaos force, to be fair. I mean, the Chaos player has gone for Scourges with Dark Lances, but won't do anything against these Chaos Marines. And the Hellions, yeah, okay, they're quite decent in close combat, but very, very fragile. So, yeah, I imagine that the Dark Eldar are purely going for just going to jump in, destroy a listing post, then jump out. I imagine that is their play. The old hit and run the Dark Eldar know and love so well. Hell Talon scourging the skies. Where are you going, Hell Talon? Taking the long route home, I imagine. Chaos Rhino, that's a very good shout, actually. We'll be able to keep up with these Scourges. But won't last very long against the Scourges, I do have to say.
Do not trifle with me, world.
Chaos Lord having a look. Firing away with his plasma pistol. Yeah, Chaos Rhino full of lads. Opening fire with their heavy bolter turrets. Oh, heavy bolters. I always call them heavy bolter turrets. They're not heavy bolter turrets, they're just regular heavy bolters. Hell Talon seeing this thermal plasma generator. We'll try and destroy it, but then we'll fall back from these scourges. Archon now on the field, going with double incubi. Witch Cult Arena also being researched, or built, sorry. And now the Chaos Space Marines are giving the Dark Eldar a taste of their own medicine, bashing their own listing posts. Archon got an ability to be able to stun these guys. Not sure if he's also gone for his treachery ability that forces them to fire at their own dudes. There we go, he has actually done it yet, so these guys will be firing at themselves for a little bit, losing them around. Chaos Rhino also falling foul to the Scourges. Chaos Sorcerer breaking the morale of these Scourges, but they will regain their fighting fortitude. Engage them in close combat as the Chaos Forces are being thrown into a little bit of a topsy-turvy time. Defiler providing some long-range artillery support. 110 and 79 compared to 126 and 70 as the Force of Chaos are pushed back. A Archon Retune enhancement, allowing the Archon to get some more Incubus friends to join him in the battle. Productive Dark Eldar shenanigans being popped down there, reducing the armour of anyone standing in it. Yeah, the Dark Eldar seem to have a commanding presence now with the Archon providing that Lich Pin in the middle. But the Chaos Space Marines have stabilised. Cults have kind of just been left down here. Got a sacrificial circle on the way. I imagine Possessed Marines would be the play to make here. But Possessed Marines versus Witches. Not entirely sure who would win in that kind of engagement. I suppose it depends on if the Possessed Marines get their usual warp fire upgrades and all that gubbins.
My skill is peerless.
Witch Squad moving forward. Scourge is trying to cut off this Rhino transport. Oh, very cheeky. Slave Chamber been popped down there. Greater ability going to go on down there as well. Witch Drugs being popped. This is a very bad engagement for the Chaos player. Wonderfully done by the Dark Eldar. Cultists upgraded with their grenade launchers, breaking the morale of these Scourges. Chaos Marines getting out of there. Chains of Torment being researched. And I imagine if the Chaos Sorcerer can get their Chains of Torment on this Witch Squad and then allow the Chaos Space Marines to absolutely wipe them out, that would be a certainly be a good pickup for them. But the Chaos Sorcerer don't want to get too far ahead of itself. Very low on health at the moment. Although this Thermo Plasma Generator is ripe for the pickings now. Going to see some Warp Beasts. This could be a major problem for the Chaos player. Got to keep those guys away. Going to charge straight into combat. Chains Torment going to go down these Warp Beasts. There we go, look at that. Wonderful counter to those Warp Beasts. Not really getting any kills from those guys. Witch Squad's now going to be focus fired. Morale being broken by the Dark Eldar's warp, witchery and nonsense. Their soul magic, as it were. Archon losing a lot of his incubi support. Going to fall back. Going to cause these guys to turn up against themselves. Well, their ability doesn't last all that long, to be fair. Witch Squad narrowly surviving death with 5 health. Bunkuli on the field now, able to put a torture amp down there, well, down somewhere. Air effect ability, able to increase the general damage done to anything in that general area, I do believe, if memory serves me correctly. But yeah, Chaos managing to stabilise and get a good amount of Chaos people on the field. Defiler providing long-range support. Scourge is over here, waiting to get involved in something. Probably going to see if they can get a flanking manoeuvre and do some damage in the Chaos base. More War Beasts on the field. Maximum of 2 squads there. They can't exactly spam theirs boys out. What's going on in the Chaos base at the moment? More vehicle cap increase. Gonna see a Demon Pit. Might potentially even see some relic units in this. You see a Raven on the way from the Dark Foundry. 143 and 30 compared to 133 and 79. Big economies from both players here. David Auspex nicely placed in this mountain here. Raven's going to fly straight over and engage with anyone and everyone. Jug's been popped, Warp Beast on the move. Been moving on two separate sides as well. Chaos Space Marines feeling the full frontal force of the Archon and all his Incubi warriors. Scourges jumping over everyone. Chaos Space Marines over here being stunned into abject uselessness as his Warp Beast made very, very quick work of these guys. Certainly a feast for the Warp Beast. Sacrificial circles and the buildings over here will be focused by the Scourges as the Chaos Forces fall back in retreat. Nothing really that they could do against such a competent assault, I do have to say. Wonderful splitting of the units, wonderful focus firing on squads. Obliterators going to be summoned. These guys will certainly aid. They can take care of these Scourges that will allow the Chaos Forces to focus on one side of the map. Chaos Space Marines over here just been chased around everywhere. Not much blue money that they can play with to reinforce their dudes. The problem is Warp Beast that once they get going, very difficult to stop them. They're good against infantry, heavy infantry and vehicles. Up against anything, but their main weakness, like we say, is their morale. Once morale is broken, they have to go up against themselves. When there's a Beastmaster in there, are able to instantly regain their morale, but
The true power is here.
still nothing that you want to risk playing with. Warp Beasts over here munching and dining on anything that they can. Obliterator squad haven't really taken care of these Scourges. Demon Pit over here going to be taken down. Double Defilers in the base. Going to be healed up by these by these heretics. Also got some minefields in the base as well. Warp Beasts over here being taken out by the Obliterators. Yeah, Obliterators have been turned up against themselves. Some Change of Torment going on these witches. Homunculi falling foul. Warp, fire and lightning. Drugs, akimbo, everything going on here. Lots of purple. Yeah, the Obliterators have been obliterated. But the Dark Eldar seem to have lost their pushing power at the moment. Managed to do loads of economic damage. But the Defilers have managed to keep these guys at bay. Scourge has also taken loads of tech buildings out as well. So really good pickup for them. We see some personal teleporters from the Demon Pit. Yeah, like a buddy cop movie, we have a Chaos Lord and a Chaos Sorcerer going up against the system.
We're here to serve, Master.
Not very healthy either of them there.
Here to relieve
What's going on in the Eldar base at the moment? Nothing too crazy. We're not seeing a Dice of Destruction at the moment. All to play for. More Jugs being squashed. The Warp Glue has been huffed. But these Defilers really providing a stalwart defense against these Scourges and Warp Beasts. One Heretic being annihilated. Not sure if going for personal warp teleporters was the way forward. Might need some more units. Going to go for another Chaos Sorcerer. And Possessed Marines, there we go, that's what I want to see. Possessed Marines, I'm not sure that they can beat Warp Beasts in a fair fight. But Chaos Space Marines, especially of those of the Hello Kitty variety, are not known for their fairness in combat. Warp Beasts now turning their attention to each other. And the Scourges as well. Loyal to none.
We are taking fire.
Will now just decide to self-harm itself. And a little bit of breathing room for the Chaos player. Oh, but yes, 96 and 6 and 64 compared to 141 and 27. So yeah, the economy of the Chaos player has taken a serious hit. But the Dark Eldar not really capitalising on their space to get some more green money in the form of plasma generators. But they are rebuilding their thermal plasma generator down here, I imagine. Oh no, they're not going to go for that one neither. Not being too greedy. But it's still anyone's game, to be honest. I mean, the Dark Eldar do have the economic advantage by quite a serious margin. Will take a while for the Chaos player to rebuild. But as the game goes on, the later and later it goes, and the higher tech that the Chaos player is able to get, the more he's got a chance in this. If he can get a good squad of Possessed Marines, supported by some Chaos lads, Defilers all supporting from range with their artillery, a Bloodthirster in the middle, they've got a good chance here. Chaos Sorcerer throwing down some more chains on those Warp Beasts. Chaos Space Marines being distracted for a little while, but now we'll turn their attention to the Warp Beasts, which is in range mode at the moment. As they do tend to do a little bit more damage at range than they do in close combat, which is strange enough. Gage is now jumping over, getting smack bang in the middle of everyone. Going to take care of these Defilers as quick as he like. Yeah, with each engagement, the Chaos player is looking more and more in a desperate situation. Pots a blade on those Witches though as well. Going to do damage over time to these Chaos Space Marines. Corrosive. Null magic. Taking down that Defiler quicker than normal. Chaos Space Marines running the gauntlet down the middle actually. Been surrounded by Scourges and Warp Beasts. These guys are going to live for much longer. Archon now replete with 4 Incubi. And there's one Chaos Space Marine being chased after by this Witch Squad. Trying to rejoin the rest of his lads who are now over here. While this is going on though, Possessed Marines in the base. Got to do some serious economic damage to the Dark Eldar. These guys can rip and tear their way for anything and everything. I'm going to see a Telos. Heaven forbid. But yeah, the Defilers have managed to stabilise. Chaos Space Marines over here. Although to the south of the Chaos Space Marine base, the Archon is continuing to bash his way through all these plasma generators. Chaos Rhino Transport popping the Possessed Marines back into its hull. Well, dear oh dear, that is not where they want to be. Going to be cut off by those Scourges. And the Possessed Marines managed to break the morale of these Warp Beasts. But Telos doing something, almost being useful as the Possessed Marines just kind of run straight past it. But yeah, what realistically can the Chaos player do at this moment in time? We've still got Dark Eldar in the base. I mean, what are you guys doing at the moment? You're just kind of just chilling in the middle. Trying to keep away from these Defilers.
It recalls my days in the
Defilers are actually doing a fairly decent job.
recalls my days.
Especially at breaking the morale of these Warp Beasts. Possessed Marines and Cultists alike trying to hold back this Telos. Minefield being popped down here. Will be seen and will be taken out. Obliterators now round this side. Really, really good positioning for them actually. As the Witches and the War Beasts won't be able to get them. And their range is quite impressive. As long as these Possessed Squads are able to keep alive, they should be able to take care of these Witches. Eldritch Bolts from the Sorcerer. Palos going toe to toe. Actually going to win an engagement. They said it couldn't be done. Will be slowly whittled down by the missile launch turrets and the heavy bolter upgrades from the listing posts. Possessed Marines now turning against themselves. The menace of the war finally claiming their souls. Oh no, he says one more left. Potentially going for a recruit. Or a reinforcement, should I say. So actually maybe even potentially surviving that. Well, that's nice. 124 and 62 compared to 98 and 31. So not as major an economic distance as you would normally see in this stage of the game.
We captured it for
But yeah, no matter what Blasphemer tries to do, he can't quite break the chaos. I mean, every time he engages, he's able to do a little bit more damage, but I mean, the old Possessed Marine Obliterator Wombo combo is quite a substantial thing to take care of. Eldar going to ignore absolutely everything and move straight to the base. Do see a soul cage being built up, so potential dice of destruction on the way. Which for relic units, it's not the most impressive relic unit, I do have to say. It's up there with the Avatar in the sense that it's more of a supporting relic unit rather than a bloodthirster, like you could put it in the middle and just watch it kill things. The Obliterator's teleporting away as the Possessed Squad turn against themselves once again. More Eldar bought from the Chaos Sorcerer. But Warp Beasts turn against themselves, and actually it's looking quite alright for the... Well, he says that when the Possessed Marines get wiped out. Arco being frozen in place. Heavy bottle turret being constructed. More Possessed Marines being recruited. Limited of only one, sadly.
Meeting resistance.
But yeah, the Hell Talon still online. Imagine it's certainly done some damage in the base as these torturous slaves slave away in a torturous manner. Plasma generator once again going to go down, unless these Scourges have anything to say about it. Obliterator's there. Having a look at these Scourges. Make very quick work of them if they stay. Possessed being re-recruited. Yeah, it's interesting. We haven't really seen much. Oh, I was about to say we haven't seen much in the way of vehicles from the Dark Eldar, but there we go. Getting a Ravager. Love the Ravager model. It's just very Dark Pirate-esque. Amazing against buildings, vehicles and aircraft. Also able to get disintegrators, which will help against infantry and heavy infantry alike. Possessed Marines don't want to tangle with that. They've got their eyes on the prize that is this Tower of Loathing. Obliterator's caught out of position there. Warp Beast making extremely quick work of them. In fact, actually going to get in fact, yeah, that was a full squad wipe. Being stunned in position by the Archon and the Warp Beast there. Really big blow to the Chaos player at the moment. Needs to keep those guys a little bit more protected. Now the Possessed Marines are surrounded. They're going to go straight to the base. See what they can see. The one that can damage is not all that much. Hell Talon over here being taken care of by these Scourges. I imagine this Defiler will also follow suit.
Grant us the gifts of the Chaos Gods, Great One.
Ravager joining in the fray. Possessed Marines managing to break out. Going to spit warp fire at this torch slave as they run on by. But yeah, this is a desperate situation for the Chaos player now, even more so than before. The gradual, constant breaking down of his armed forces and his economy. Is he going for anything else? Chaos Lord being re-recruited, and a Demon Prince. Ah, no, that actually might be a fairly decent shout. Be able to weather the storm in the middle. I think he's resistant to a lot of the damage that these guys can do. Yeah, I mean, Demon Prince, and if he can also... I mean, he doesn't have the money for it, but if you could somehow get a Bloodthirster in there as well, that would be handy dandy. Sugar and candy. Possessed Marines going for it once again, but will be spotted by these war beasts.
Do not trifle.
Chaos Lord bashing this Ravager, forcing it to retreat. Won't be seeing a Bloodthirster, however, as this relic has been taken down. Demon Prince now being summoned. Oh, let's see if we can get a good cinematic of this. Yeah, look at that. By the power of Greyskull. Because that's what the animation always reminds me of when he lifts his sword up in the air. He has the power. But even as possessive, as impressive as that is, not entirely sure. These Possessed Marines will be taken out quick, sharpish. And it's just an honourable last charge from the Demon Prince, I imagine. Going to ignore all these worthless, insignificant mortals.
I am here to lead.
But we'll see the Ravager on the side. Nope. I've already killed one of you today. Don't need to kill another one. Some regular Marines down here. Archon being chained. A Blasphemer does indeed throw out that GG. God bless, that was a very exciting match. Lots of death. But I mean, Blasphemer did a really good job holding on for Hero all the way through that. Very impressive from both players. Cool, anyway, if you want to support the channel, £1 a month does get you one extra game a week and all that usual stuff on the old Patreon. My name's been Mr. Landshark, pleasure's always never short. I'll see you in a bit, peace!